right, big update today. If you're a real estate investor with Section 8 tenants or relying on vouchers for your rental properties, you need to hear this because a new policy proposes on the table, and it's a 2-year cap on Section 8 voucher tenants for able-bodied adults. But is this really happening? Is it legal? Is this legit? And is this actually going to happen? In this video, we're going to go over what's in the proposal, what it means on the ground, where it stands legally, the implications for you, the real estate investor, if you already have tenants or if you're planning on Section 8 investments, what to watch now, my take, and then we'll wrap up the video. So first, let's get started with what's in the proposal. So the proposal has 45% budget cuts proposed to HUD housing programs, including Section 8 vouchers. This is from multiple different sources. But he wants to cut HUD vouching programs by 45% budget cuts. And in there is a proposed 2-year maximum assistance for able-bodied, non-elderly, non-disabled adults. Now, obviously, you all know that there's a couple of different ways that people are going to get around this. They're going to say that they are disabled, right? They're going to say that they're not able-bodied for work and they cannot, X, Y, and Z get off of Section 8, and they're going to continue to live on Section 8. Right now, in all of my rental properties across the country, my multifamily properties with Section 8 tenants, the average tenant stays around 7 years if they are on Section 8. So this would be a huge, huge, huge change for those people who are on Section 8 if they only have 2 years to get their life back on track, get another job, etc., to get off of the Section 8 program. After 2 years, those individuals would lose their voucher benefits entirely. Seniors and disabled tenants remain exempt. Again, I think a lot of people are going to try to get around this and use this as the gray area to remain on Section 8 and say that they are seniors, say they are disabled, they are not able-bodied, they cannot work, they have whatever. People are going to find a way to get around this, so it's going to be interesting if this does pass to see what happens with that. Now, what does this mean on the ground, right? So HUD's 2026 skinny budget requests rolling these programs into state block grants with a 2-year cap built in. What does this mean? This means that he's going to cut HUD and he's going to make these state programs. Instead of a federally funded Section 8 program, this is going to now all rely on the state, and they're going to cut the funding by 45% from the federal government to the states. All right, New York City estimates 300,000 public housing and Section 8 tenants could lose their aid under the proposal. This is just one city, and that's 300,000 people. This is going to be a huge, huge disaster if it does go through, in my opinion. It's not going to be a good look. There's going to be a lot of people in a lot of cities, especially the blue states, are going to be very, very furious. Because we have record homelessness already in San Francisco, LA, Seattle, right? There's so many homeless people and people that, were on Section 8, are on Section 8, but, they still are homeless, don't have a home, don't have a place to live. They're still hanging out on the streets, doing things they shouldn't be doing. And this could just extrapolate that because now you're giving people only 2 years to get their life back together, right? And stuff in people's lives could get worse over a 2-year program, right? Just because you have a roof over your head doesn't mean your life is fully changed. All right. Kentucky's housing agency warns that states may not fill funding gaps, risking evictions and homelessness. That's for sure going to happen. In your Tennessees, Ohio's, they're not going to fill the gap. 1, they don't have the budget to do it. 2, they're just not going to spend money on homelessness. They're just not going to do it like the blue states. The California is going to do it. The Illinois is going to do it, right? So if you're a real estate investor, and I'll get to this, but you need to focus on the places that are going where this doesn't affect you. Right? And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm buying Chicago apartment buildings with Section 8 tenants in place because I know that Chicago and CHA, Chicago Housing Authority, is going to come up with a way to make sure that these tenants are okay. All right. Where does this stand legally? Like, is this thing proposed? Has it gone through as law? So this is part of a budget proposal, and it's not an actual law, to enact that Congress must pass funding bills, including that 2-year limit. The HUD secretary testifies that changes require multiple committee approvals and 60 votes in the Senate. We're not there yet. Reuters fact check, there's no executive order yet mandating a 2-year cap. So this is all part of this just like proposal, okay? Legal action is likely, similar timeline to past HUD rule lawsuits, though none on the specific issue are filed yet, and the courts may weigh in heavily. So now let's get into the investing side. If you already have voucher tenants, their assistance might end after 2 years if the changes pass, leading to a loss of guaranteed income for you and your tenants. All right. The states administering their own block grants could restructure or shrink the voucher pools. So this means that even though there might be less federal funding, the states may come back and it might be no difference at all. However, this whole 2-year thing could be something that the states are gonna have to stick with, and they're not gonna be able to unless they come up with their new different housing programs that are from year 2 to 10 or year 2 plus, and the states come up with their own HUD program. That could be a way to get around it. If you're planning on doing Section 8 investments, it could be a risky investment unless the law fails or is blocked in Congress, or if you're investing in a blue state and a state has already said that they are going to come up with their own HUD funding, their own Section 8 housing programs, and fund those programs. So it could be a risky acquisition depending if you're investing in those red states or blue states. This is what we've been doing a lot too. We've built in vacancy and turnover risk as tenants cycle off the aid. We've also just built in a lot of vacancy right now just because we don't know what the hell is going to happen. So typically we'd underwrite 5-6% vacancy. Now we're writing 10-12% vacancy, and the numbers are still working for us to pull the trigger. So that's why we feel comfortable buying right now. Also, great deals out there in the real estate market today because there's so many more sellers than buyers. So it's a buyer's market right now. Consider alternative affordability models. Again, there's going to be so many new programs coming out that I think everything's going to be okay, even though we might lose the federal funding. I think the states are going to come up with stuff. Different states are going to come up with stuff. There's going to be other nationwide programs from nonprofits, etc. Now, moving forward, what should you be watching, paying attention to? So there's going to be some budget negotiations this fall, HUD rulemaking. Just keep posted on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe and like this video if you like this kind of content, and please subscribe. I'm going to be keeping you guys abreast of what's going on with HUD, with Section 8, and I'm going to be posting every single day to try to get the facts to you in a timely manner. So please subscribe to the channel so you can see the updates and click the bell notification. You get notified when I do post future videos. All right. Public housing agency estimate for major cities. They're all tracking the numbers closely, so we'll see what happens there. So my take is right now, I don't want to freak out because this is a proposal, not a policy. Okay, and once it is a policy, then we can go and change our numbers on the deal. But you need to stress test every deal. It's the most important thing. So build cushion for voucher loss. Build, double, triple your vacancy expense that you're going into. Confirm local housing authority stance. Diversify your tenant base. Don't solely focus on federal aid for your business. If you have any kind of business and 80% of your revenue comes from federal aid, you need to change your business right now because we don't know where things are going to go. And so my thing to you would be go and find those deals that are out there right now that are great buys, but don't make your entire business rely on a federally funded program that is proposed to be 45% decrease. It's just not a smart business move and not a smart business decision. Cool. Thank you so much for staying till the end of the video. Hopefully this doesn't go through. Hopefully it doesn't get passed. I don't think it's going to. Even if it does, you really want to make sure you're investing in the right city, in the right state. Please make sure to like and subscribe to this video and leave a comment down below. Where are you investing right now and what are you buying? Thanks so much. See you on the next one.